Welcome back to KidsLearnPianoLive.com. My name is Jamin, and as you can tell from the countdown clock here, the lesson is about to begin. If this is your first time playing piano, welcome. I'm very excited for you. You're going to do great. Hopefully you already received from us the welcome packet in the mail, and maybe you even got started on the Absolute Beginners video pack to teach you the names of the notes and things like that. But if not, that's fine. You'll do great. I'll show you how to play all the notes. And if I'm going too fast for you, you can always pause the video or rewind it and go over the more difficult parts. You can always pause the video or rewind it and go over the more difficult parts. And even if you only learn a little bit of this song and you don't learn the whole thing, you'll still learn enough to help you build skills so you can learn other songs faster in the future. So jump in, give it a try. You're bound to end up at least a little bit better than you even are right now. Throughout the lesson, I may refer to Kloppel Academy, and you can check out that link on the website if you want. Basically, it's a program that takes you all the way from learning the names of the notes, the very beginning, through 12 levels of classical and jazz music, through all the skills that you would need to become a professional pianist. So you would learn all the same stuff that you would learn if you're taking regular traditional piano lessons, probably plus a little bit more, but it takes about 5 to 10 years to complete. So you can just try out the first level, see if it's the kind of thing that you like, or if you just care about today's lesson and learning this song, then just ignore all those references and focus on today's lesson. If you're watching this at LearnPianoLive.com, there should be a PDF and an MP3 button right next to this video. The MP3 is a play-along track that you can use to practice more after the lesson, but a lot of students like to print out the PDF right now so they have it during the lesson. Careful, it could be up to like 30 pages, so just find the couple pages that you want and print those out. If you decide not to, that's fine. I'll show you all of the notes on screen as we go through it. And we will be going through 5 different levels of this song that all use the same play-along track. So even if you've never played piano before, you'll still be able to do level 1. And then as we go through level 2, 3, 4, and 5, then when we use that same play-along track, you just keep playing your same version. If you're watching this lesson in the archives and you have a question during the lesson, then feel free to click on that survey button. And at the end of the survey, there's a place for you to ask your question, and I will do my best to get back to you with the answer to that question. But if you're with us live as we're recording this today, then feel free to click on that chat button, and you can talk with all the other students who are logged in during the live lesson. And if you have a question about the lesson, then you can just go ahead and type that into the box that says, Ask Jamin a Question, and we will do our best to answer that question live in the lesson. All right, I think that's the end of the boring stuff. I'm ready to learn a song. Stay tuned at the end of the lesson and I'll show you how to win more points and earn more prizes next week. But for right now, let's get this party started. Welcome back to KidsLearnPianoLive.com. My name is Jamin, and this is Marvelous Mimi. And Marvelous Mimi is not only a marvelous person, she's also marvelous at the piano. So she's going to be working on this really tough song with you. She's never played the song before, I don't think, right? No, never played Hedwig. Have you ever seen the Harry Potter movie? Yes. You have seen it. Have you read the books? No. No books, just the movie. You know the song, kind of, in your head, but you've never played it. Oh, I bet you know it though. It's only goes. Yeah, I know. No one knows it's called Hedwig's theme, but then as soon as I play it, then everyone's like, oh yeah, soon you'll be playing it too. And of course we have our moderator, Kendra.
Guess what?
What?
I got my first ever music scholarship from the Classical Masters, and it was really, really amazing.
That's
I'm so excited.
You're awesome. It was like hundreds of dollars, huh?
Yeah.
That's so
so
cool.
Excited.
You're rich. Wow, you're a professional musician now. That's awesome.
I don't know about that, but thank you. Yes. And we have a weekly activity.
Yes.
This week is the treble clef dice, and you just cut out the dice and tape them together so you can test yourself on the treble clef. And tag Learn Piano Live when you post a picture on Facebook or Instagram for 150 bonus points from Kloppel, our favorite mascot.
Cool. That looks very doable. Awesome. Hey, clap. I figured he'd be showing up. All right, that means that you need to get lost, go practice, see you later. You all hopefully have your PDF open and you are ready to play this song. Now, I gotta tell you, this song is extremely creepy, but it's also really hard to play. This song isn't like other songs because it's got tons of sharps and flats. So this one might take a little bit longer than normal to learn. If so, that's totally normal. Let's try this thing, though. We're going to start on an E. The very first thing we need to do to find an E is find any group of 2 black notes, like those would work, or those ones right there. That's a group of 2. That wouldn't work. That's a group of 3 black notes. So find a group of 2 like that, and then you're going to just take the top note there, the one that's towards the right, and drag it up a little bit. And that's your first note. If you can just be prepared on your very first note, that'll be great. Then from there, we're gonna skip over 2 notes. We're not gonna play either one of these, and we're gonna go straight to this one. I gotta warn you, this song is really super, super jumpy. It just hops all over the place with totally random notes. So actually playing it isn't that hard, but memorizing what note goes next, that's the tricky part of this song. So we're gonna start on this E. We're gonna skip up to this note right here. That's an A. And then we're gonna skip again, but this time only skip over 1 note, and we're gonna go straight to that one. So you go from an E to an A to a C. So those are the first 3 notes. This song is, and then we're gonna go down 1 note, and then down 1 note again. So the beginning of it is, this song is extreme. Now, if you just get that much this week, great. By the end of the lesson, if you could play, that's great, because that actually comes up a couple times in the song. Then from there, if you want to keep on moving, we're going to skip over more notes than we ever have yet in this song. We're going to skip over these 3 notes, and we're going to go all the way up to this note, which is also an E. So you'll notice it's right above a group of 2 black notes, just like we started with. So this song is extreme, and then all the way up to E. Lee, Cree, B is just from that E down 1 note and then skip down 1. So that, along with the track, would sound something like this. This song is extremely creepy. Yeah, so like I said, it jumps around a whole lot. That'll take some practice. And then we have some sharps and flats coming up, which we don't have in level 1, but that's all right. I'll show you where they are. This is an A. We've already actually had 2 of these in the song, 1 right there and 1 right there. And that's the beginning of the second line. And we're, just like we did before, from the A, gonna skip up to a C, and then a B, which is 1 down, and then skip again down to G. Totally random notes. And it is hard. And then this one right here is our first flat. You can tell it's a flat because it's got this little thing right here. It looks to me like a half a heart on a string. So if you get to that sign right there, that's a flat sign. That means it says play a B, but you're not actually gonna play a B. You're gonna play a note that's slightly lower than a B, known as a B flat. That's why that's a flat sign right there. So that one right there is a B flat, slightly lower than a B. And then we're gonna go all the way down to our very first note after we play that B flat. So after that B flat, we're gonna go down to that E. Then this next section, hey, good news. All that right there, this whole third line pretty much is the same as that first line. So like I said, if you can get that first section, this song is extremely, that's gonna show up down here. Only now the words are, this song isn't like the. So the words are different, but the notes are exactly the same. Now we're gonna go all the way up to the highest note of the song. From here, we're gonna jump up to a G, skipping from an E up to a G, skipping over that F, and then, yep, sure enough, we got another flat sign right there. So instead of playing G, we're gonna play G flat. So first we'll play this G, that's just a regular old G, and then we're gonna play this. Really? Last time through. Okay, well, fortunately we'll have time to practice on the other levels, but we're gonna go from a G to a G flat, and then Clapples, sorry, I gotta finish off these last notes here. This one here is an F. So those last 3 notes were G and G flat and F. Then we got a C sharp. This hashtag right here means the opposite of the little half a heart on a string flat sign. So instead of playing a C, we're gonna play a note that's slightly higher then a C. So we're gonna play that one. That one's known as a C sharp, and then go straight back to that F. So we are at an F, we came down to C sharp, we're back to F, and then we're gonna go to an E, and then we've got 2 sharps left in the song. I know, Clapple, I'm trying to hurry, buddy. Then we've got this D sharp right here. So instead of playing a D, we're gonna play the note that's slightly higher than a D. That's that hashtag # tic-tac-toe sign right there, that sharp sign. We're gonna go from a D sharp to a D sharp. Now, you're probably gonna see both of those and go, yes, I get to just play the same note twice. Unfortunately, no, because this line is telling us it's supposed to be way down. So we're gonna go from that D sharp all the way down to that D sharp, that one, and then that one. They're both the note that's on the right of a group of 2 black notes. So that first, actually the very first note that we found was accidentally a D sharp, and we use that to find an E at the beginning. So we've got a D sharp, and then a D sharp, and then the last 2 notes are C and A, which were also in the beginning of the song. Kloppel says is our last time through, but like I said, we'll have time to practice this on level 1 even more later. Let's try this thing with the track. On your mark, get set, get the notes you can. Don't worry about the rest. This song is extremely creepy, and it is hard to play. This song isn't like the other songs. It's got tons of fours and flats. All right, we keep practicing that on level 2, 3, 4, and 5. But for right now, it's time to sit back, relax, and enjoy a student video submission. Here we go. Way to go, Katie. You're awesome. Let's level up.
Transitioning to level 2. This may be confusing to level 1 students, so please continue to practice the level 1 version, or visit learnpianolive.com/level2 for a detailed explanation on how to level up.
Okay, all the exact same notes, except now it just looks scarier, but it's actually no more difficult. We are now on the official lines and spaces of sheet music, and this right here is our treble clef sign. It says that we're in 3/4 time, a bunch of stuff that we're not gonna pay much attention to. What we should look at is these guys right here. We've got 2 of those squiggly lines. Those are both quarter rests, which means that we're just gonna rest for beat 1 and 2. So if you were playing this without the track, you would want to think in your head before you begin, 1, 2, this song, because that's called a pickup right there. We got 1 note right there. Usually we'd start right on beat 1, but here this is starting on beat 3, and then this one right here is beat 1. 1, 2, 3, 1. All right, other than that, we do need to know that a dot is going to add just a little bit of extra value to the note. So this is going to be a little bit longer than it would be if we didn't have the dot. But if you're in Kloppel Academy level 2 or higher, you already know that stuff. Whoa, Kloppel, that was loud. And then this guy right here has a flag, and so that is an 8th note. That means that's going to be a really fast note, which also shows up in Kloppel Academy level 2. And then we have the normal, thank you, that's better. This one right here is that flat sign that we already discussed in level 1, so we won't talk more about that. But we do have this swoopy line right here, and whenever you see a swoopy line and it's connecting 2 of the same note, like an E to an E, that's called a tie, and it's just tying those 2 notes together so they make one big fat note. So this other one over here, you're not actually even gonna play that one. You're just gonna play this E right here and hold it all the way through there. Other than that, I think it's all stuff that we've covered in level 1. So fortunately, we all get to just try playing these notes again. Get ready on those first notes, especially if you're on level 1. This song is extreme. If you can get that much, then we're set to practice the rest of it later this week. Let's try it on level 2. is hard to play. This song isn't like the other songs. It's got tons of sharps and flats. And I'm guessing if you make it that far, this jump right here is going to be one of the hardest jumps of the whole thing. Even though it's the exact same note, you're just so used to like playing little tiny creepy crawly jumps and hops and skips over here that you have to go from that to that. It is super weird. If possible, don't play this one crazy loud. And how did I know that you were playing it crazy loud? Because it's a big jump. And every time you have a big jump, your hand goes from here, jump, like that, and then it ends up coming out really loud. So that's totally normal, but eventually you want to get rid of that. So we can just play it softly like the whole rest of it too. Okay, let's go again since Cloudful hasn't jumped in yet. This song is extremely creepy, and it is hard to play. Almost missed that one. Here we go. This song isn't like the other songs. It's got tons of sharps and flats. Yeah, okay, so it does have a ton of sharps and flats, but I think probably the best thing to do is just play it a bunch of times. All right, how about one more time? We'll play it one more time, and then we'll hurry up and on to our next thing. Here we go. Ready? Go! This song is extremely creepy, and it is hard to play. Yeah, I keep almost missing that one. This song isn't like the other songs. It's got tons of sharps and flats. Yeah, so the one that I'm almost messing up is this really easy move right here from a B to a G, but I think my brain is freaking out about this thing over here, this flat that's coming up. And so I'm wanting to play some flat that's way too early. So sometimes even just thinking about what's coming up will mess up your brain enough. But anyway, I think it's time for mailbag.
If you'd like to win an extra 750 points by being the mailbag winner, just fill out the survey at the end of the lesson or send us a message anytime during the week using the contact button at the top of the page.
Speaking of brains messing up, Pony Piano wants us to know, why is it so hard to play the left and the right hand together if you can play them each individually perfectly? It's the same problem. It's not, you would think that playing your right hand, well, if I can do that and then I can play my left hand, then I should be able to do them both together. But that's not at all the case for everybody. That's like way more difficult. So it's almost like, imagine you had like a third hand you had to add in, right? So you learn your right hand, and then you spend a bunch of time working on your left hand, and then putting them together is like a whole new part, just because of the way that our brains work, that doing two things at the same time. Just like if you were rubbing your belly, you can do that, you can pat your head, but trying to rub your belly and pat your head is usually way more difficult unless you've practiced it a whole lot. So putting the hands together, it's just the way that our brains are wired. It sometimes shows up as a weird thing like that, a really easy move, a B to a G, super easy, but your brain freaks out about something else. Same thing with putting the hands together. Sometimes that's just the way a brain works, but if you keep practicing, you'll get it. That's the answer every time. Let's level up.
Transitioning to level 3. This may be confusing to level 1 and 2 students. Please continue to practice your own level, or visit learnpianolive.com/level3 to understand how this level works.
Okay, so here we are on level 3. This is where we usually just add in a little bit of left hand, and it's not anything too terribly difficult. Good news is we don't have a whole lot of left hand notes. We actually have fewer than we usually have, but they are as random as the right hand notes. So this one is kind of more difficult than our usual level 3 left hand, even though it's got fewer notes in it. So we're gonna start out on an A here. So that's gonna be our first note, and that's gonna line up with the word song. So when we play this song, yes? Is there someone who would like to interrupt? Oh, yeah, it's not interrupting. What's up? Did you have something you want to say?
It's still not going.
That's all right.
But I'll just talk.
Okay, go for
guess
it.
what? So there is a book called Harry Potter and the Cursed Child.
Okay.
And it's fairly recent, but there is no movie for it yet. And I think it takes place like 19 years later.
Wait, it's a new movie?
No, just a book.
New book.
Right.
Like it comes after all the rest of the books?
Right. It comes after, it occurs like 19 years later. Harry's an adult, I think. I haven't read it, but I'm going to soon.
That's weird.
That was
Okay,
pretty
yeah,
cool.
let me know. Okay.
Okay,
Huh.
cool.
Interesting. So, back to the left hand. We have an A that we want to put in there for a song, and then we don't have to do anything else all the way up until this G right here when we're supposed to be playing a B. So, hard to play, and then play gets an E right there lined up with that one. And then song, again, is an A. So both times we say song, and we play song, that left hand's going to be playing an A. And then right here we've got a C, which, I don't know where that came from. That's super weird. And then we've got a B flat with songs. And then D right there with got. Whew, man. And then sharps is a B. And then an A lined up with flats. So, yeah, this is kind of super weird. I'm going to show you what just the left hand looks like by itself. With a track, it would look something like this. This song is extremely creepy, and it is hard to play. This song isn't like the other songs. It's got tons of sharps and flats. Wow, that is super, super weird. I want to show you what it would look like. I'm going to try to play both hands at the same time before we check in with Mimi. Here we go with the track. This song is extremely creepy, and it is hard to play. This song isn't like the other songs. It's got tons of sharps and flats. That's kind of crazy. Okay, well, it's time to check in with Mimi and see if she's got any of these notes. Come on over, my friend. So, how's it going out there? Oh, yes, have a seat all the way. You're going to be playing the piano. So, you got the first note. What's the first note? No, you're good. You're good. Yeah, what's our first note of the song? Do you know?
E.
E. Show me an E. Uh-huh, cool. And then you want to take a look at level 1 while we're going? Yeah? Do you know the second note? What's the second note? Yes? Okay, so you got the first 2 notes. Do you know the next note? Oh, yeah, okay. All right, well then let's see how much of this you have. Are you ready?
Okay.
Sure, why not? Let's try it. Ready? Go. This song is extremely creepy, and it is hard. Oh my, nice. Start it over again. This song is other songs. It's, get ready for the A. Last A, last A, A. There you go. You nailed the last note. Wow. Yeah, it's weird, huh? And Mimi's played a whole ton of songs before. She's really, really good. So if she doesn't know all the notes yet, you definitely shouldn't know all the notes yet. But I think it's time for your line. Do you know your line?
Yes.
Go for it.
And now a word from our
Sponsors.
sponsor.
Perfect.
Where's the shot?
Hi, I'm Jamin, founder of Kids Learn Piano Live.
And I'm Kendra. Oh, hey, Kloppel.
.com. And we're excited to introduce to you
Little Maestro's Music Club, the first ever music lessons in a box monthly subscription kit.
each kit includes everything you need to master that month's featured song.
And a costume to match.
You'll receive printed music at your level, a downloadable play-along track, and a full video tutorial for the song.
Log in to our learning community each week during live lessons for your chance to win prizes and show what you know. I'm the moderator for the chat room.
Plus, we have tons of bonus materials and hundreds of lessons already available in the archives. Now we know that traditional lessons can be crazy expensive,
And finding a good online option has been impossible.
but when your child subscribes to Little Maestro's Music Club, they'll have full access to the amazing resources we've already been providing for years.
Plus, the kids' favorite part is receiving these boxes in the mail each month loaded with materials to keep them practicing, engaged, and excited about music.
It's music lessons
In a box.
That girl's crazy. Let's level up.
Transitioning to level 4. This may be unsettling to lower levels. Please continue to practice your own level, or visit learnpianolive.com/level4 for an in-depth explanation on how to conquer this level.
All right, on level 4. By the way, my favorite part of the whole thing is in a box. I can't say it right, but in a box. So this is level 4, where usually we're going to just add in a whole ton of extra stuff. I kind of felt like on this song, you already have enough really crazy stuff to work on that you don't need additional weirdness down here. Plus, if you listen to their thing, it's actually pretty simple. Like there's a rumbly strings thing happening down here. And then it's just like this horn that's on top of it. And it doesn't really move very much. So that's really good news for our left hand. We get to just hang out. So pretty much I'm just repeating these notes here. Wherever we had an A before in the left hand on level 3, then we're just gonna repeat that same note. And then we have to play all the rest of them. We're just gonna repeat that. And if you want to add in additional notes, that's perfectly fine. I probably would if I was playing it. And on an A minor chord, I would add in notes from an A minor chord, and those, as always, are listed on this following page. So when it's time for A minor, you can add in any A's and C's and E's that you want. So that would look something like over here, we've got A minor. So this whole entire thing, you can add in any A's and C's and E's, A's and C's and E's, A's and C's and E's and A's. Any of those that you want for the whole entire thing. So we could go this, just adding in A's and C's and E's. This song is extremely... That's all A minor, so you can throw in whatever A's and C's and E's that you want during that section. Of course, we have the B diminished, the E chord, the C, all those other ones. But if you're on level 4, then you've already done this before. And if you haven't and you want to do level 4, of course, you can always go to learnpianolive.com/level4 for more instruction on how to read these notes. But I'm afraid that Clapple's going to interrupt me and I want to play this song. So level 1, level 2, level 3, get ready to play your thing. And level 4, let's see what notes we can add in. Here we go. This song is extremely creepy, and it is hard to play. This song isn't like the other songs. It's got tons of sharps and flats. Close. Clapple's gonna give me one more chance, I hope. Here we go. Let's try this again with the trumpet. This song is extremely creepy, and it is hard to play. It's very hard to play. This song isn't like the other songs. It's got tons of sharps and flats. Man, yeah, and especially adding in those chords. All right, this will be our last time through. Get all the notes that you can. Don't worry about the rest. On your mark, get set. This song is extremely creepy, and it is hard to play. This song isn't like the other songs. It's got tons of sharps and flats. Wow. Okay, well, as if that wasn't weird and difficult enough, there's some additional secret information you should know about.
Secret information.
All right, here it is. I've got the secret information. about this song. Now, if you're on one of the lower levels, this might not make sense to you as much because it's kind of secret information. Klappa wants me to point out that this thing is in 3/4 time, and usually you can tell a 3/4 time song because it's got the pa pa feeling. When you listen to a song in 3/4 time, it usually has a pa 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 pa. Actually, Klappa, if you will, quietly, please play the track. Let's see what that sounds like. Pa, 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 pa. That's the feeling of 3/4 time. So this one's in 3/4 time. Also, he wants to point out that usually half steps sound creepy, and one fun thing that you can do is just like playing random half steps all over on the keyboard. You can just make up your own creepy sounding song that kind of sounds like it would fit into Harry Potter if you just use a whole lot of like weird random notes and half steps. A half step is just going from a note to the next note over, to the next note over, to the next note over. These are all half steps. And usually that's a really creepy sound. So if we use a lot of those and we don't like step big steps, we just take a little. That's not a real song. I'm just playing a bunch of random half steps. So he wanted me to point out that half steps can sound super creepy. Oh, yes. Okay, also, for a bunch of other secret information, we've got 4 pages of bonus material at the end of your PDF this week. So if you're playing level 4 and you want a whole bunch of extra secret information, go down to that bonus level. There's 4 pages there. It has the whole entire song with all of that. So that's your secret information. It's time to level up.
Transitioning to level 5. This may be terrifying to lower levels. Please continue to practice your own level or visit learnpianolive.com/level5 for training on how to survive this level.
All right, level 5. By the way, after level 5 is where all the bonus material is, so all the stuff after that guy right there in your PDF. But let's talk about level 5, because this is actually one of my favorite levels, where we take the note C and D and E and F and G and A and B and we get rid of them, and instead we call these by numbers. C we call a number 1, and it looks a little something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now if we just play the numbers that are listed, by the way, makes it a lot easier for some people. They prefer to do level 5 instead of level 1 because the numbers are easier for them than the letters. But if we go 3, 6, 1, 7, 6, 3, 2, 7, it's the same exact song. And the reason you might want to do the numbers instead also is because then you could actually play along with the actual Harry Potter movies. The soundtrack uses the same numbers, but we're actually in the key of G. And so in the key of G, G is number 1, and our numbers look something like this. In the key of G, G is number 1, and it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. So if we play the same exact numbers, but use the key of G, like you have the chart for right there, then we would end up playing 3, 6, 1, 7, 6, 3, 2, 7. And it still sounds like Harry Potter. In fact, it sounds more like Harry Potter than anything else we've done today, because this is in the right key, the official key that Harry Potter, the movie, is in. But because everybody else is playing in the key of C, we're going to go back to the key of C, where C is number 1, and it looks like this. And I'm going to try to call out the numbers as we go. I usually get this part very, very wrong, but if you're on level 1 through 4, ignore all of my wrong number calling and just play your notes. If you're on level 5, sorry, I'm about to mess you up. Here we go. 3, 6, 1, 7, 6, 3, 2, 7, 6, 1, 7, 5, flat 7, 3, 3, 6, 1, 7, 6, 3. I gotta go up to 5 and flat 5, 4, sharp 1, 4, 3, sharp 2, sharp 2, 1, 6. Hey, I got all the numbers wrong, but I played them way too high and went off your screen. So we'll try it again. I'll start down here with this one. And also don't forget you have your left hand if you want to add that in. Now, a lot of people who are starting out and using this instead of level 1 are totally ignoring the left hand. cool. That's fine. No problem with that. But if you wanted to add in the left hand, then you would be playing the 6th chord, which is every other note starting on the 6, except when you have this M right here. And when you have that M, you would go to that 3 chord, the chord starting on the 3, and you would just raise that middle note like that. That's a major 3 chord in the key of C. And so that one is how you'd play the 3 with the M there with your left hand. I'm going to try to play all these, call out the numbers, and play the left-hand chords, yikes, at the same time, and then we'll be checking in with Mimi. Here we go, everybody. Good luck to us all. Oh, I got to start down here, too. 3, 6, 1, 7, 6, 3, 2, 7, 6, 1, 7, 5, flat 7, 3 with a major 3 chord, 3, 6, 1, 7, 6, 3, 5, flat 5, 4, sharp 1, something like that, then the 6th chord. Okay, let's go one more time before we check in with Mimi. This time I want to show you all of the correct left-hand chords. Here we go. I know I'm trying to go faster, buddy. All right, here we go. This is just the left-hand chords only. This is a 6th chord. We have the rare 7 chord right there, and then a major 3 chord, and then the 6 chord, and then the 1 chord, then the flat 7 chord, 2, 7, 6, and that 7 is also a major chord right there. So we've got a bunch of black notes in for that one too. But it's time to check in with marvelous Mimi. Have a seat, my friend. Okay, here you go. How's it going out there? This is a tough song, huh? Yeah, okay. Well, let's try it. Are you ready? Okay, get ready on your first notes. You can either play along with Mimi or just see how far she's gotten. It looks like you're set for your first notes. Here we go. Oh, ready, go. E, A. Oh, yeah, you're a little bit ahead. B, and it is hard to play. This song isn't like the other songs. It's got tons of sharps. Get the A at the end. A at the end. Yeah. Okay. You know what I want to do? I want to just like turn the track speed way, 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 way up and play a bunch of random like half steps and stuff and then just end on an A. You know what we call that? What? The insanity level. Let's level up.
Now transitioning to the insanity level. Please proceed with caution. If you feel queasy, please sit upright and breathe deeply. Your life is in your own hands at this point. Good luck, young prodigy.
Okay, here we go. This is the insanity level. You still need your headphones. Here we go. We're going to play a bunch of random notes. You'll hear the track. It's going to be crazy, crazy fast. You can play along at home. The only rule is you have to end on an A because that's the last note. The last note is an A. Show me an A. Yes, that's where we're going to end. At home, make sure you have that A ready to go. And other than that, we can just play all random half-step crazy like we were doing before. And it's going to be fast. Ready? It's going to be over before you know it. On your mark, get set. And then half step. Show me a half step. Oh, it's just like a little creepy, this. Yeah. And then A. You nailed it. Cool. Well, everyone at home has been waiting to find out who won the $10 gift card this week in the raffle. Let's find out. right, this week we have some birthdays we need to celebrate before we say goodbye. So happy birthday to these people. All of you, join us next week. Thanks for being here this week. Next week we're doing the song from what's it called? What's it called? Part of your world.
Yeah.
Who's our challenge?
Nicole H.
Way to go, Nicole H. Love you. Bye. Hey, great, you're still here, so you must want more. Well, I've got 4 things for you: archives, practice tips, points, and jokes. First of all, if you didn't like this week's song, I'm sorry, and you can always go to learnpianolive.com/next-song and vote for what our next song should be. And right now you can go to the Kids Lesson Archives and just pick a different song and work on that this week. Now you probably don't have the whole song down yet, so what you can do is, this helps a lot of people, just next time pretend that you're the in-studio student and that in level 3 and level 5 we're gonna be checking in with you and you've gotta play at least some of the songs. I find that my students that come in and they're the in-studio students, they actually learn the songs way faster than they learn their regular songs I give them in their regular lessons. So if you just pretend that you're the in-studio student and that someone's gonna be watching you, then that might help a lot. Also, you have the practice log that you can send in for extra points, and that can help you practice. And there's the daily challenge where you get extra points for logging your practice time there as well. Just click on daily challenge and it will play a video that doesn't have any sound really. You just practice, and then every now and then you'll hear a sound like this.
The number 7.
And then once you collect all of the letters and numbers, then you just put them in and you submit that, and you get points for doing that, and you get better because in between all those letters and numbers, you're practicing your song from the week. Of course, once you know the song, then definitely record yourself on your mom's cell phone or on your tablet or on whatever, and use the video submission button, and so you can send us your video that way and get points for that as well. You might even become the featured video for the week. All right, so let's move on to points. Here's the different ways you can get points. You can get up to 50 points just for participating in the chat in the live lesson. You get 300 points on top of that if you are the person in the chat room that week who makes the most helpful comments during the chat. That daily music challenge thing that I told you about, every day when you click on that and you submit the secret code, 150 points just for doing that. Every song comes with a practice log, and if you fill that out and have your parents sign it and you send that in, that's worth 300 points right there. Each week on Facebook and in the email that we send you, we give you a new weekly activity. It's just a fun little maze or puzzle or something to do. It doesn't really have much to do with music, but it does have something to do with that week's song, and it has something to do with getting you 150 points. Then if you click on survey at the end of the lesson and you fill that out and give us some feedback about the song, then we've given out up to 500 points before for great comments and feedback in the survey. Of course, submit your videos of you playing. Almost every video that gets submitted earns at least 200 points, even if it's not perfect. I guess work on it a little bit, but I'm just saying it doesn't have to be perfect. Here's another one. Every single month at learnpianolive.com/contest, we have a contest and usually give out at least 400 points, and oftentimes there are other gift cards and other prizes included in that contest. Okay, now we're getting into some big numbers. If you ever go to a concert that is classical music or it's classic jazz, which means like swing and bebop and stuff like that. You can ask your parents if it's a classic jazz concert. Then you get 500 points just by having your parents let us know what concert you attended. Now I keep asking you to send us your videos, and almost always you get points right up front for submitting those videos. Don't forget to put the legal disclaimer on your video. You have to say at the beginning, this is for use at kidslearnpianolive.com. But here's an additional way to pick up 750 points. If later on, a month down the road, a year down the road, 5 years down the road, if one of the videos that you submit to us ever gets 1,000 views, send us the link to your video. We will give you 750 points. Okay, but is there anything that I could do that's worth thousands of points? Yes, there is. If you're in Clopple Academy, every time you go from level 1 to level 2, or level 2 to level 3, every single time you level up, you get 3,000 points. And that's not even the biggest one. You get 5,000 points every single time someone signs up for kidslearnpianolive.com and they say that you are the one who sent it here. Okay, last thing before I say goodbye, for real. I told you that I would tell you my favorite joke, and here it is. A butcher backs up into his meat grinder and gets a little behind in his work. Gets a little behind in his work because he's a butcher. It's funny. Trust me. It's awesome. If you didn't think it was funny, that's fine. But go to learnpianolive.com/jokes and you can see some of our students' favorite jokes and you can submit your own. I think that's finally it. I will see you in another live lesson. Love ya. Good luck. Have fun.